Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video that's going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm doing a spin on a video that I have seen at Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner at my friend Heather Austin, and I know that they were inspired by Nomad Beauty, which I've actually met in real life. I met her when I was in San Francisco, so we are going to do like, if these palettes got released today, would I repurchase? And if you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty, makeup, love everything beauty makeup related, and I have quite a big makeup collection. And actually my husband is gonna help me pick out some palettes, and I'm gonna let you know would I buy them again. And if you want to see some more makeup videos, don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 5 videos a week. I don't know if that intro made any sense. It made sense in my head, but probably not as it came out. But I saw this video from these girls, and I know that Nomad Beauty was the one that started doing these, and I know that both Annette and Heather has done them since. Basically, like, if these palettes disappeared, would I repurchase? But I'm gonna put a little spin to it. I'm instead gonna do, if these palettes were released today, would I buy them to review them? Because a lot of makeup in my collection, I wouldn't necessarily repurchase if they got lost. And maybe I can do a video about that, like, what palettes would I actually repurchase if I lost them? So I have my husband here. You're not my husband. This is my dog. I'm like, I have my husband here. My dog came. Can you come and say hi? So I have my husband here, and he's actually gonna help me. Come say hi. This is my husband. This, oh my god, this lighting is not hitting nice on you. This is the reason that we moved to Texas. And he's gonna help me. So he's gonna pull 10 palettes from my collection so that I don't accidentally pull something. Like, I don't want to make it too easy on myself. And he just came home from work and the dog is going crazy. But let's pick some palettes, and I'm gonna let you know if this one was released today, would I repurchase? Because I quite recently did declutter my collection, so most of the things in my collection make some kind of sense. And of course, some of these I have gotten as PR, like this one. This is the Blends palette by Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Here's the thing, this was one of the first palettes that I tried from the brand, and had this been released today, knowing what I know about the brand, 1,000,000% I would have purchased this with my own money had it not been sent to me in PR, because I have tried now 3 palettes from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I really love the formula, and had this been palette number 3, let's say this hadn't been released and she released it today, and I wasn't being sent it in PR, I would have purchased it because I wanted to review it, because I really like the formula of Blend Bunny Cosmetics. So this was a first good pick, because this was actually a palette that I opted out on when it was initially released, because I was like, I don't want to buy a big palette, I don't want to buy a rainbow palette, but now that I know the formula, yeah, I would buy this one. Funny how that is. Oh, this is the Age of Opulence palette by Beauty Bay. As I am filming this, I ordered, it's almost a month ago since I ordered those palettes from Beauty Bay. You know, the berry one, the blue one, the green one? Those were released, when I'm filming this, close to 4 weeks ago, and I still haven't received them, and I paid extra for express shipping. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing. Someone's swimming over with it, I swear. So had this been released today, I would not purchase it. Just because the shipping is atrocious. I don't know what they're doing. I know they're changing warehouses and blah blah blah. Don't make big releases if you can't ship them out. Like, poor people working in that warehouse, having a big launch and at the same time moving over, and nobody... it's a mess. No, I would not purchase this had this been released today. This is a nice palette, but I'm just so over the Beauty Bay shipping. Can you believe that I got refunded my express shipping before my shipment is even here? Oh, this is one of my favorite Juvia's Place palettes, and this is the Saharan 2 by Juvia's Place. I love this one, and I always say if you like neutrals, or if you really like the Juvia's Place shimmers, this is the one you should start with. Will say though that right now Juvia's Place is having a bit of a controversy, and I am a little bit disappointed with the brand. Had this one been released today, I don't think I would have bought it, simply because I am a little bit disappointed in the brand and I want to see what they do in the future. But it is a really beautiful palette. Oof, this is hard. You're picking hard ones.
Fine. Pick this one.
Be nice to me. Oh, this one. This is the Natasha Denona Circle Loco palette. I love Natasha Denona. I love Natasha Denona's colorful shades, and this is the most colorful palette that she has had. And had she released this today, I would have purchased it 100%, because I would be like, oh, what a perfect companion palette to the pastel palette that just released. And this is what I said about the pastel palette when that was released. I was like, oh, what a perfect companion palette to the Circle Loco. I would have bought this had this been released now because I love Natasha Denona and because I want to review Natasha Denona. So yes, I bought this with my own money. I bought these two with my own money as well. And I would have buy this if it was released now because I really do love this formula. This is an interesting palette. This is the Glaminatrix Cosmetics U Beauty palette, and this is a beautiful palette. This one was sent to me as PR. Would I buy this if it was released now? You know what? Maybe. And this depends a little bit because Glaminatrix Cosmetics is a Australian-based indie brand, so when you buy that far away, although I don't know how Australian shipping is to the US. I have no idea about that, but I know from to Sweden, if I base it on how it was shipping to Sweden, when I buy something from that's really far away, I have to think like, will it still be good to review when I get it? Maybe in 3-4 weeks if I'm unlucky. So it would depend on how busy I am with like reviews. Because right now I have a bunch of palettes that I'm in the middle of reviewing, but sometimes, especially come April, May, usually it slows down a little bit, and then I'm always more open to buying from smaller indie brands or from buying from things like from brands that are farther away. So knowing how good the Glaminatrix formula is, because the formula is stunning, I would definitely have put this in the category I want to buy this and I want to review it if I'm not too overwhelmed with reviews. But this is a really beautiful palette and the quality of this one is wonderful, and if you are living in like closer to Australia and you want to try a new brand, Glaminatrix Cosmetics is definitely one to check out. Are you finding something? Ooh, look at you! How am I supposed to reach this? Okay, easy, yes. This is the Kaleidos Futurism Sci-Fi Green. Did receive this one as in PR, but had this one been released today and they had kicked me off the PR list, I would have 1,000,000% buy this because Kaleidos is one of my favorite brands, one of my favorite formulas, and if they released this today, I'd be like, Kaleidos, like listen, they could release anything and I would be like, yes, sign me up. This is a beautiful palette though, wonderful formula. I think this is one of the 6 pans that they still do have in stock, that they're still selling, because I do know that they discontinued some palettes. This always happens with brands. Sometimes, you know, what is it, like the runway show? Sometimes you're in and the next second you're out, but like that's what it is with eyeshadow palettes sometimes too. Can't keep everything. Pretty sure that this one they're still selling though. Did I show you that for like a millisecond and you didn't see anything? This is the Sci-Fi Green. It is a stunning, stunning palette. It is a couple of years old in my collection. Had they released this today though, look at this packaging. 10 out of 10 would have bought it. Oh my god, you're really picking bangers. Look at this. This is the Vida palette by Melt. This was of course part of the duo with the Vida and the Muerte. I love a color story like this. The red, the oranges, the bright greens. I mean, I am wearing my palette, the palette together with Odenzai, and you know, like from this palette that like greens and golds, like it's like not golds but like greens and yellows, it's stuff that I like. This one is restocked, although I don't know if it's still in stock when I'm filming this. Like, ooh, if it's not, don't shoot me, but this one is restocked. If it's sold out, don't come for me. Let's hope it hasn't. But if Melt released this palette today as their like spring palette, I would buy it, especially with this beautiful packaging. Although I would be like, so where's the rest of it? Maybe that's only because I know that there's the rest of it. But if Melt released this as their spring palette, yeah, I'll buy it. I'm not doing that good. Oh, and we're doing Odenzai now because this is the palette that they came out with last January, so a year before our collab. And this is like the palette where I literally was like, oh, okay, because they would like really had home run with this palette. I love this palette. I think this is one of the best palettes from Odenzai, and I just really enjoy these formulas, these color stories. This lower row here is just absolutely stunning. Had they released this one today and I was not on the PR list, definitely would have purchased this one. I would have been like, yes, definitely, and let me wear these two together. Thank you very much. This is very interesting because this is the reformulation of Ace Beauty's Classical Paradise. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I bought the original formulation of Ace Beauty and I decluttered it because I said this is a beautiful color story, because I actually love this color story. Again, green and yellow. Do you sense the theme? I love this color story, but I said the formula is not my favorite. I wish that they had another formula. Come some years later, Ace Beauty contacted me and they're like, you know what? We have reformulated our shadows and we know that you were one of the people that was hoping for a reformulation. Can we send them to you so you can try out the lab samples? And I did, and they are ace. Like, they're so good. The reformulation is amazing. And had they not sent these to me and said like, look at this reformulation, I would have bought the reformulation myself to try it out because I love the color story of Ace Beauty so much. And since then, I did actually buy the Tropical Vibes palette with the new formulation. Well, that didn't have an old formulation, but you get me. Like, so I have been purchasing from the brand as well from that. And I did buy the original formula, but I did get this one reformulated. But I have purchased from the brand since. It's a stunning formula. And yeah, had they released this now after the Tropical Vibes and they'll be like, this is our summer palette, I would definitely have bought it. Okay, is this the last one? Ooh, this is interesting. Ooh. This is from Lethal Cosmetics and this is the Berlin 89 palette. Would I have bought this today had it been released? I don't know, because I am so in love with that Night Flower collection that they just released. I think that color story and those formulas are that is the best that they've ever been. That is my favorite Lethal Cosmetics so far. I think it's absolutely stunning. This color story, I don't know if I would have bought this to review it as I am right now, like with the amount of palettes I have and with the colors I am like reviewing right now. I probably, since I have the Night Flower, had this been the next palette after and I weren't receiving it in PR, I probably would have been like, I think I'm gonna wait for the next one, only because of the color story, I think. Because the Night Flower collection, if you have not seen my video on that one, you really should go and watch that one because that was a killer palette. Really, really love it. Thank you so much, honey, for helping me.
You're welcome.
You really picked hard palettes. Some were easy, some were really easy, some were really hard. Let me know if you'd like me to do this again. Maybe even my husband could be on camera for longer than 10 seconds, but hey, he just came back from work and it's raining outside. He's forgiven. Let me know, what do you think about these palettes? Would you repurchase like these palettes if they were released today as new palettes for like spring summer 2022? Please let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye.